On the phone, we have NBA Hall of Famer Oscar Robertson. He was part of the NBA championship winning team in 1971 with the Milwaukee Bucks. He was the NBA MVP in 1964, a 12-time All-Star, one of the best players in NBA history. The Big O. How you doing, Oscar?
Son, how are you doing?
Good. I'm looking at these credentials here. It's amazing you ever lost a game, your teams.
Well, we lost a few, but we tried to do the best we could.
Back in college at Cincinnati, you had some great teams there. What was it like in college back then?
Well, but actually, we had some good teams at Cincinnati when I was in college, but because of grade restrictions, we couldn't get a lot of ball players in, and that really hurt us down the stretch in order to compete for a national championship.
Was there any point where you considered going to Indiana?
Not really at all. I mean, I was happy with what I was doing.
Back in high school, when you lost to Milan, what was that like?
Well, we lost to Milan when I was a sophomore, and I didn't really understand all the realities of that. But we came back and beat them the next year, which was fine. But they played well and they won the championship, and I applaud them for doing that.
Was it like the movie Hoosiers, or did Hoosiers blow it out of proportion?
To a certain extent, because I tell you why. Because when Milan played Muncie Central, it was not a all black basketball team. They only had 2 blacks on the team, and they were the powerhouse team in the country that year.
At what point did you realize you were a pretty good basketball player?
Well, I didn't. I tried to play. I went out in the park and I tried to work on my game as much as I could. But I didn't realize that I was any better than anybody else, because where I played, everybody was about the same. To be honest, I just got an opportunity to go forward and improve my game.
I went to college at Loyola, and Loyola beat Cincinnati for the championship in '63 with 4 black players in the lineup. How much better would Cincinnati have been if some of the players could have played with you back then?
Well, we might have won everything, to be honest. But that's when I graduated in 1960. They came on after that I did. But it was a good opportunity. But that's the way things are. We're happy with what we did, and hopefully that we can go forward with it.
Now, you got to go to the Rome Olympics, and that was a pretty good basketball team. If they could have turned that into a professional franchise, you could have won some NBA titles with the talent on that team. What was that experience like?
It was a great experience to come from where I came from in Indianapolis, Indiana. Being born in outside of Nashville, Tennessee, to play for a championship was great for me. I always will honor that memories of those years and that I spent playing as an amateur, playing for the USA. And, I think it was wonderful. Jerry Westwood, I talked to him about it several times. He was of the same opinion. He came from some small town in West Virginia to be able to go forward and get this done.
Everybody talks about the 1994 Dream Team with Michael and Barkley and Bird and Magic, but I think your team could have gave him some fits out there.
I think if we could have included Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain and Bob Pettit, maybe as in Bader, we could have beat them every time out. No doubt about it.
Now, did you enjoy going from college at Cincinnati to playing professionally in Cincinnati, or would you like to go on someplace else?
No, I think it was a natural thing to do. I played for 3 years at the University of Cincinnati, and I was ready to go to the pros. So, in Cincinnati being so close, and when I was still at home, it was a good place for them.
Your teammate in Cincinnati, Jerry Lucas, we talked to last week, and Lucas basically said, you guys, if you didn't have to play the Celtics, you would have won a couple titles.
Well, that's true. We tried, but they eked us out a couple of times, and then went on to win a championship. But we were close. That's the way it goes in sports sometimes. Sometimes although you have a good team, you don't win all the time.
Now you had to go up against one of the greatest players in NBA history in Boston, and Bill Russell, and then you got to play alongside one of the greatest players in NBA history at Milwaukee with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How do you think the two would have gone head to head? How that battle would have done?
Well, I think Russell was a great defensive player, but to me, Kareem had the greatest sky hook of anyone in the history of the game of basketball, and I don't think anyone could stop him from scoring. No one at all.
Everybody makes a big to-do about you averaging a triple-double in the season, which they should, because no one else has done it. Do you think anyone in the future can do it again?
Well, I thought maybe Kobe Bryant could do it at one time, and now I think maybe LeBron James would do it, but it's going to be difficult to do. It will not be easy at all.
What would be the most difficult part to do? Would it be getting the 10 assists a game?
Well, probably so, but you got to get in there. You got to be on the board to rebound, get those rebounds as well. Then you got to run with the basketball. So it's an overall situation. There's no one thing that stands out versus the other. You just got to get in there and play basketball and play the whole game really.
Was there one area of your game that you thought needed improvement?
Well, I worked on my shooting quite a bit, there's no doubt about that. I felt that I could shoot better in certain situations. I thought that certain shots that I should be able to make, and so I worked on my shooting quite a bit.
What point guard gave you fits guarding you?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What point guard did you have the most trouble with?
Well, there are a lot of the people that picked you up, Casey Jones, of course, Dick Barnett, Walt Frazier. There are a lot of guys who played very, very well, very good defense. So you have to adjust your game to overcome that.
What do you think the strongest part of your game was?
Understanding the whole court, not being involved in one phase of the game versus the other, not taking too many shots, not driving too much, and just mixing my game up, really. I think that was the strength of my game.
Now, defensively, was there one player that you went up against that you said, okay, tonight it's going to be a challenge, or did you feel pretty comfortable going up against most of those guys?
Well, each player was a challenge, and so I tried to adjust my game to meet that challenge. No two people are the same. No two people are the same. So, and I really understood that.
What do you think about today's NBA game?
Well, it's a good game to a certain point, and there's some teams that don't play as well as others, and I'm sure that the NBA understands that. But then still, there are some teams that maybe, I'm going to say maybe 6 or 7 teams are elite teams, and they're the only teams that will have a shot at winning the championship.
Now, having played for Cincinnati, you're sort of a man without a team. Cincinnati, the Royals no longer are there. I think they ended up being the Sacramento Kings. Is there a part of you that says, I wish there still was a Cincinnati franchise to be associated with?
I don't know, because Cincinnati gave it up, and so therefore they don't really deserve it. They should have kept the team, but they didn't. So, and as a result of that, I think that Sacramento deserves the team, and so that's where they are right now.
So you identify yourself more with the Cincinnati college team?
Probably so. There's no doubt about that.
Do you have a favorite player to watch in the NBA today?
There are a lot of great players in the NBA. Howard, you got LeBron, you got Kobe, you got the kid from Phoenix, the guard. Can't think of his name, but we have a lot of very good basketball players who understand how to play basketball and how they do the best job they can. Do a very good job.
Now, you got to team up with Kareem very early in his career. Could you tell from the outset that this was going to be a special player and a special team at Milwaukee?
Well, yeah, Kareem was a very good basketball player when I went to Milwaukee. He had no weight per se, and he worked hard to get himself weight, and he became a great basketball player. He learned how to pass the ball as well. So I would say Kareem, he made a lot of adjustments, and it worked out well for him.
What do you think about the point guard in New York, Lin?
Jeremy Lin? He's had some success. I hope he continues on because, to be honest, New York needs it. I think that once they know what he can do, the opposition, it's going to get a little tougher.
How did you enjoy life as an NBA broadcaster?
Well, I was involved as a broadcaster, but I was also involved in the Oscar Robertson case, and I must tell you honestly, I think that the NBA, the league itself, cut me out of doing the games on television because of my association with the Oscar Robertson case, which talks about free agency.
But without free agency, the NBA wouldn't be where it is today because you had basically increasing the popularity, and then Bird and Magic taking it to another level, and then Michael took it to the level it is today.
Yeah, there are a lot of players who took it to a different level. I don't think any one or two players could take, even Oscar Robertson, to take the NBA to the game where it is today. I think it takes a collective effort of all the players together to get it where it is today.
Growing up, did you have any players that you enjoyed watching, or did you get much of a chance to watch anybody?
One of the players that I ever saw play a lot one was Judge Hyken with the Minneapolis Lakers. He played in a team called the Indianapolis Olympians, which was the pro team at that time. And I watched the Harlem Globetrotters.
Did you ever want to play with the Globetrotters?
No, I was not per se Globetrotter type player, but I'd like to watch them play because I liked what they did. I liked the way they played. They put on a great show, and people loved it. So that's ultimate in that type of basketball.
Is there a part of you that wishes he could have been a baseball player instead?
Well, hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Oscar?
I didn't hear you quit.
Oh, he wanted to know, Elliott asked if there was a part of you that wished that you could have been a baseball player.
No, I played baseball. I'm happy with what I did, I mean, baseball's another game. I played a lot when I was younger, but no, I love what I did.
I want to give you a lot of credit. Not only were you one of the best basketball players in NBA history, you have started several successful companies. How did you get involved in the business world?
Well, I'm still trying. We're trying to do certain things with our companies, and it's not easy in America because these large companies will cut you. Everybody's looking for gifts, so it's not easy. But we're working as hard as we can and do the best job.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Robertson. It's a pleasure talking to you.